Hello, traders. Welcome to Price Plan Profit. It's Melissa, and it is time for me to do my daily trade recap. Another day, another dollar made in the SPX. It's Friday. I like to keep it simple. Trade, focus on the indexes, and just trade the price action that the market provides. So, right here on my screen in the middle, this cyan rectangle is the PMZ, the pre-market zone. Price above it, we're looking to go long. Price below it, I'm looking to go short. When we opened this morning, I immediately put some Fibonacci levels on the chart from the close of the prior day up to this swing high that we made. That gave me a golden pocket. It also gave me the 38.2 that I intended to use as a potential profit target below the PMZ. If I went short, it also gave me a golden pocket for me to use to play a bounce. You know that I wait for confirmation in my zones to play the bounce. So on this chart this morning, for my SPX traders, I had a zone right here. All right, on the open, I wait for this 5-minute candle to close. It closed inside of that buy zone for me. I was then waiting for confirmation. We made a lower low. I did not get the confirmation there. I got confirmation here on this candle as we made a higher low in that zone to go long on the break of the body. This was a quick 6 points to the upside here because the PMZ is resistance when price is below it. It became my target for this trade. Now let's talk about the next trade, and that would be I went from watching this zone down here to watching this zone up here. I was looking for lower highs in this zone followed by a breakdown candle. That came here at, let me check the time, 10:05 is when I entered this trade at the breakdown below the PMZ. I went in with the 66.45 calls. Why? Because that was my first target. I bought not the calls, sorry, the puts, 66.45 puts here at 10:05, and I was out of those puts right here at target. Quick profits from $7.70 to $9.20. Then, of course, I am focused on either this zone going long or this zone going short. Right here on this candle, I got a trigger because we came up, we touched the bottom of the PMZ again where we had been making lower highs. That was a trigger for me to go short. My target was then this golden pocket. So I had two contracts here. I trimmed one at the golden pocket. I held on to the other contract with first a break even stop. When we came down to the next target, which is the 764 right here, I exited that final contract with a tight trailing stop right here. So that was a great trade, about 11 points here on SPX, which doing the math, about $600 a contract. So nice winner there. All right. Now you might ask, why didn't you try to go long from the zone that worked last time? And very simply put, we did not make higher lows in this zone. That's when I removed that zone because it was broken. I removed it from the charts and then I sat and waited. I did have a session to do today where I was on the mic live teaching in the Mastering the Trade room at Simpler at 11:30 my time. I missed this trade, but man, what a great trade it was. We came down to the trendy daily mid edge and the line in the sand right here where we closed the previous day. It was a beautiful buy the dip opportunity. And if you use my strategy, it worked absolutely perfectly. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see. Here we make a low, here we make a higher low, and then once the candle breaks the body of that higher low candle, it is a trigger long, straight up to what first target would have been the EMA cloud, and then to second target being the PMZ. That was a beautiful trade, but I was busy teaching and not actively trading that move. But it was beautiful because it was about where I personally would have gotten in somewhere around 33 to 35, all the way up to 48 would have been my trim. So another 15-point winner there using the strategy. But I did not take that trade. All right, the next trade that I did take though was once price got up into the PMZ, I'm looking to go either long or short. And I am looking for higher lows and a breakout candle or lower highs and a breakdown candle. I didn't get off the mic and start actively trading SPX again until right here. I noticed immediately that we were making higher lows. And I decided with this big move and the pullback that brought price to the bull channel right here, brought price to the bull channel and buyers stepped in, I said, "Oh, okay, I'm going to take this trade back to the upside." I had on the trade a risk of this is 49.22. My stop would have been a lower low here. So I only had about 2 to 2.5 points of risk. My first target was a 1 for 1, about 2.5 points. And then my second target was better than a 1 for 1 because it was 66.54 right here in the gray zone. So nice trade there. In at, let me see, $2.85. I chose the 66.55 calls because that was my target for that second contract. $2.85. I bought two contracts. I trimmed one here at the top of the PMZ and the daily edge, and then took a trail stop on the second one. So the first one I profited about, looks like $65 here. And then on the second one, I profited about $150. So again, another nice winner there. My next trade came at 121. So going over, looking at 121, and I can tell that that trade would have been another PMZ trade, break above the PMZ. What I was looking for was the higher low inside the PMZ and then the break above this body at 66.50. My target was 66.55, this zone right here. I was in that trade for 10 minutes, it looks like 121 to 131. So looks like I took profits right here at my zone. That was in at $5, out at $7.20. The next trade I took was at 204. So this would have been a put trade. What I was looking for was lower highs in this zone and then a breakdown candle. So it occurred during this candle. This candle is 2 to 205. I would have went long at 66.54 or right at 66.54. Give me 1 second. All right. 204. My target would have been the PMZ here, and I exited this trade in at 450, out at 620, and I exited it at 225. 225 is this candle right here as it hit my target. So again, another winner. All right, then I got silly at the end of the day. Obviously, I was playing with profits, pretty nice profits, I will add. And I was like, man, it's OpEx day. I'm playing with great profits. So I went in and went short at around this candle right in here. Let's see. Let me zoom her in so that we can actually see where I would have went short, and this was a losing trade. All right, at the time this was the high. All right. I went short as we got up here to test this high. I bought the 6660 puts because end of day I trade in the money or at the money on 0DTE SPX. So I bought the 6660 puts. I paid $3.70, I believe, for those, and I wanted to risk about $100. So that would have been 270. I do commit to 5-minute candle closes, and by the time I got a 5-minute candle to close, it kept closing right at 270. So we had made a low. The value of the option was 255 on the low. So I went ahead and put a hard stop. And so I ended up losing $115 of my realized profit on that trade. It was not a smart trade. Let me tell you why. I could have went short at what was at the time the all-time high right here. But again, if I had waited for confirmation, which would have been lower highs and then a breakdown candle, it didn't happen. We made a higher high, right? We made a lower high here, but on this candle, we didn't get the breakdown. That's why it wasn't a trade with confirmation. I took it without confirmation and it cost me $115 in profit. And then even here, we make a lower high, but guess what? This was not a breakdown candle. It was a break up candle. I didn't have any breakdown below the body, so I shouldn't have taken the trade. Same with this trade here. No breakdown below the body. I shouldn't have taken the trade, but I guess I was in a gambling mood and really allowed the whole hype around OpEx to have me take this trade. And I'm not perfect. I will gamble sometimes and break my rules. And I definitely broke a rule on this loser. That rule was I did not wait for lower highs and a break below the body. All right. But overall, nice day on SPX, a nice green week in both of my accounts. The only swing trade that I currently have on is in Excel Energy. This is a longer term trade. It expires in December, and I'm only in half allocation, and it's flat as a fiddle. Where I got in is where price is at. I have plans to add down here near 70 and a half to $70, and my stop would be a weekly candle close below 69.17. Trim here at or around these highs of 73.83 to $74 and targeting 77.66. Be sure and join me in the morning at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm going to do a live session where I'm going to scout out new swing trades for this upcoming week. We've got the FOMC nonsense behind us. We have the OpEx behind us. And next week, just I haven't even looked at the economic calendar, but I don't believe there's going to be a whole lot going on except for the normal stuff. I'll take a peek real quick with you. We got some Fed speakers on Monday, is about it. And then on Tuesday, we have PMI. We have Powell speaking on Tuesday at 12:35. That, of course, that could move the market. PMI could move the market. That's on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, not a lot going on. New home sales and crude oil inventory. Thursday, we got Goldsby speaking, and then unemployment claims, some durable good numbers, final GDP numbers, and then on Friday, core PCE, which could be a market mover, and of course, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. So, not completely quiet, especially with Powell. Anytime he gets on the mic, we can get some volatility there. But I look forward to finding some potential swing trade setups, and I will do that live tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So be sure and join me then. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.